Hi folks, this is Carrie from Tea with Carrie and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to share this technique of how I decorated this page. It went from this, now this is just a very simple dot grid inexpensive notebook, to this in about 10 minutes, not long at all. If you're interested in learning how, stick around. Welcome back. All right, so these are the things that you're going to need in order to create this kind of look. So you'll need two different colors of ink, and they need to work with one another. Now the two that I've used here is Rusty Hinge and Forest Moss, but you can use whatever colors that suit you. You can even use more colors than the two if you like. Now I've also used a dense makeup brush for this. Now you can buy a pack of these on Amazon for like $10.99, and I can put the link below in the description box for you. And as of the date of this video, I don't get anything for that, so it's just there for ease for you to find. If you do want these two inks, I also bought these off Amazon, and I can also link those below. You'll need something to hold your pages back, so you know the clips always work well for that. Now you'll need some kind of shape. Now this is the shape that I've used for this, and it's simply because I had the punch for it. Now you can get yourself, and these are cardboard, now you can get yourself any piece of cardboard to do that with, but just make sure that it's like, to get this shape, that it has an edge like this, and you can do that with a pair of scissors if you like. Personally, as I said, I have a punch for that. So, and just two of those, and the reason I say for two of those is because, you know, paper crafting is one of my things. So, and I don't like to waste anything like this, and I do like the junk journal kind of vibe. So in doing this, you end up making some fabulous colors on these cardboards, which then I use to create other ephemera kind of pieces to decorate my planner in, or my journal as in this case. So, you know, I use two because, you know, I would put enough ink on the two of them in order to be able to decorate them. So I'm just using what I've got. And this is just leftover card from an old project that I had years ago actually, and I pulled it out, and this is like a it's like dimensional, and has like ridges on it, but literally any cardboard or any paper that you want to use as your stencil, use it, it's fine. And then you'll need something to do it on. Now I do it straight into my journal pages. I really, although I do find this dot grid useful, for most of the time for journaling, I don't like it, so I try to, you know, make it different. And in this case, I think this is stunning. I really like the way that this turned out. So let me show you how to do it. Now I am going to move further on in my book, so I don't have two pages similar together, which is, you know, always desirable. So I'm going to go, I guess here, this would work. Now I'm going to put a page behind it on each side, just to catch the overflow here. Now in this case, I'm not going to be clipping here. I'm going to clip the bulk underneath here, which will still hold it back enough. So let me do that. And it's also then not going to interfere with what I'm trying to achieve on this page, right? And this one I don't think needs holding back, so I'm not even going to clip that one, but I will place the paper for, you know, underneath so that I can protect the rest of the book. Now this works particularly well on these really inexpensive notepads or notebooks, and you know, that's what it's all about, right? Using what you have and what you can afford to make something beautiful. All right, so I start with the forest moss. So I'm just going to take one of these, my brush. Now what I did was I went diagonally this way down each page, and then came in with the rusty hinge from the other aspect. So you get it here, you get a little bit here, and the rest in the corners. So I like the way that that turned out. It's really, really, really simple. So I'm just going to take some of the ink on my brush and literally put this down wherever I feel I want to put it down. And then when the very first stroke from the ink is going to be darker. So just until I can get a feel of how I want this to go, I'm going to make sure that the first, whenever I start putting the ink down again from dipping it into the ink here, I'm doing it on the template that I have so that I can minimize the darkness on the paper, right? So then when you take it away, this is the shape that you get, and you just keep building on that. So you pull it down just a little bit and you start doing the same thing. Now as you work, it's obviously going to get darker on the bits that you've already done, you know, from the previous stamp, right? Just like that. And then you just work through it. So now I'm just moving over a little bit, and it's going to create a different effect here, right? And the beauty of doing something like this is that there is no right or wrong way to do any of it. It's just whatever you happen to feel like doing. The only thing I will say, unless you want a perfect circle kind of shape, I wouldn't do around the whole thing. But if you like that shape, go ahead and do it, you know? So I'm just going to turn my piece here just so that I can get the right amount of ink going here on my piece for later. But now I'm just adding more, working through it. And I'm going to keep doing this until I have covered the entire page. So I'm not going to bore you with going through this step by step with me like this. So I'm going to fasten the video up here so that you can see it as it comes around still without having to go right through it. Okay, so that is that first color laid down. And I just love the way that this technique gives you all the different colors. And to me, it looks like almost like a brooding sky, you know, like a stormy sky. And look what it does to your template. This is going to make a beautiful piece of ephemera. Okay, so using the same brush, don't change your brush. I feel that that adds to the dimension here. I'm going to start with the rusty hinge now. And now all I'm going to do is start in the corners in here and work my way back for each of the areas that I left free. And here, I actually made a mistake here and started in that corner instead of this one. But I'm going to fluff it up. The beauty about doing these things is that you can't do it wrong. I'm going with that. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. Just pick up one of my templates here. Without doing anything to my brush, I'm just going to load up the rusty hinge color onto the brush, right? And again, this is the first time I'm laying it down here for this particular project, so I'm going to lay it down first on the template so that I don't overdo what I'm looking for on the actual paper at first. Okay, now you may want to go over it heavier, like I think I actually do want to go over it heavier, and that's fine. Then from that point on, it's, you know, easy just to do that. But just as a safeguard at first, I'd advise doing that so you don't ruin the bit of work that you're working on here. So, you know, so this is just a very small area on each side of the page that I'm doing this. And then I'm just going to blend that in right there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to rush through the rest of it, and then I'll show you what else I did. So okay, so now I've finished pulling in those two areas. Now I'm going to start bleeding some of the orange, or the rusty hinge, whatever it's called, through some of these lighter sections here, and then I will switch back over to the moss to do the same into the green section, so it all looks more cohesive, you know, so it just looks more natural, I guess. And you don't need to do a lot, just a little bit to highlight here and there, and it's going to really take where it's lighter, you know. So I really like that effect. And it kind of warms it up a little bit and brings it all together. Maybe some over here. But you don't want to overdo it. That would be a problem. Okay, I'm thinking maybe just a little bit more here. And then I like that with the orange. I think I'm done with the orange. Now, the only other thing that I would suggest is that, see, on these cheaper books, when you pull it apart like that, you know, you're going to try and really get in there as much as you can with the brush. Of course, if you're just using two pieces of paper or a piece of paper, you won't have that issue. But, you know, this is just my personal journal, so this is completely, I'm fine with that. All right, so get some more of that green, and then you just want to lightly introduce the green to, not all, but just some of that orange, right? And what it does, as I said, it really brings everything together. Now, as you can see, you really can't see a lot of that green, but you can see enough where it gives you a hint, you know. So I maybe just do a little bit up here. Now, I'm hardly pressing at all here, just trying to introduce the color lightly, but I am definitely going very light on this. All right, so that is it. That's it done. A very quick, simple, and easy way to completely transform your notebook. So you have literally gone from these boring pages to something absolutely stunning in about 10 minutes with very minimal equipment. As I said, I've used 2 contrasting inks, my 2 templates, although you only really need 1. I do this because then I use these then to make other things, clips if you need them, some kind of implementation tool, and you can use one of those beauty sponges or anything, absolutely anything that you have lying around. You don't have to go and buy anything special to do it, and just work your magic. Okay, let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. I will be very interested to know what you think of this. And 2, this is actually part of a 4-step series in how-tos with some kind of ephemera to do with your journals. So the next one will be, I will be making these into pieces to stick in your journal. And if I find one that I've already done, like here is a very simple one that I've just simply clipped in here, but it's just a very simple one. But I will show you how to do those. And then there are a lot of other things that I'm going to be showing you how to do as well. So stay tuned for those. If there is something in particular that you really want to know how to do, drop it in the comments below, and I will see what I can do with that. Also, I will be doing a giveaway with, I'm going to be making 6 of these ephemera pieces, embellishment pieces. So if you would like one, I'm going to announce that later on in one of the other videos. You would have to subscribe, like the video, and then go and follow me on Instagram, and I will pick 6 people out of that to send these 6 to. But that'll be in, I'm guessing, the next video that I do. So if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe. I am just starting out here, and I could do with all of the support that you can give me. I really appreciate it. Share this with your friends if you would like to. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.